SITREP World Briefing for July 6, 2026. Russia struck the Kyiv region, Ukraine, with a new missile and drone barrage on July 6, killing at least 14 people, according to Ukrainian authorities, in the second deadly attack on the capital area in less than a week. Officials said the attack hit as Ukraine was again trying to protect the area around the country's political center, where government institutions, transport links, and dense residential districts make every large-scale air raid especially consequential. The latest strike shows how Russia continues to use combined missile and drone attacks to pressure Ukraine far from the front lines, forcing Kyiv to divide scarce air defense resources between cities, infrastructure, and military targets. Repeated attacks on the Kyiv region carry strategic and political weight because they test the country's defenses around the seat of government. China said it carried out a long-range ballistic missile test in the South Pacific on July 6, after countries in the region reported receiving warning of an imminent launch. The test added a new military signal to an area where Pacific Island states Canberra, Washington, and Beijing have all been competing more openly over access, security partnerships, and strategic influence across sea lanes that connect Asia with the wider Pacific. The launch landed in a wider regional security moment, with Australia and Fiji signing a mutual defense pact the same day, in a move presented as part of a broader effort to counter China's growing reach in the Pacific. The timing highlighted why missile tests in the South Pacific resonate beyond pure weapons development. They affect diplomatic trust, military planning, and the calculations of smaller island governments that sit astride strategically important ocean spaces and increasingly face pressure to choose among outside partners. The Syrian presidency said President Emmanuel Macron is expected to visit Damascus, marking a diplomatic opening between France and Syria's new authorities after the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad. Syrian officials did not give a date for the trip, but they said Macron's visit would focus on strengthening bilateral relations and discussing issues of mutual interest. They presented it as the first visit by a Western leader since Assad's ouster and the political transition led by Ahmed al-Sharaa in 2024. For Paris, a visit to Damascus would signal a willingness to test direct engagement with Syria's post-Assad leadership at a time when Western governments are weighing how to balance diplomatic re-entry, regional security concerns, and demands for political accountability. France has long treated Syria as a central Middle Eastern file because of its effects on refugee flows, counter-terrorism policy, Lebanon's stability, and Europe's broader regional posture. The Syrian announcement stated that the initiative is framed around rebuilding ties and opening talks with a major European power after Ahmed al-Sharaa's rise in 2024. Sources and the full written briefing are available at sitrepbrief.com.